this small town feeling is what they cherish here. This town has all the makings of a great hometown. It's a downtown where everyone knows your name and a place where businesses stick around for decades, not because of the money, but because of the people.
The white letters are a couple of feet tall. They stand out against the dark wood paneling on a building that sits on the back loop of a neighborhood street in Mount Pleasant. Miller Lumber Company has been right here for a while.
1889, that's correct.
Yes, 1889. Inside, sawdust floats in the air and settles all over the floor. It's always a bit messy, but that's typical for a place like this.
I love it when customers walk in, they say, man, I just love the smell of this place.
Lee Klutz grew up here.
I got brick, I got mortar, I got cement, I got a little bit of everything coming.
He's a builder.
How much more brick you gonna need?
His dad was too.
It's my dad.
And his grandfather and his great uncle.
Every now and then I see them show up. I see Uncle John show up, I see my grandfather show up, I see Dad show up at different times. So yeah, I mean, there's a connection to the past.
Speaking of the past.
June the 26th of 2013, and it was just one of those eerie summer days when it was hot, humid, and just the air just felt really, really weird.
Lee got the news via text, and now?
And then lightning hit.
The pictures tell the story.
That's my mom and dad and myself.
Of how this building and everything inside burned.
It burned a hole right in this area right here. It was the only place it burned a hole in the roof.
But the fire had nothing on the builders. Dozens of people who showed up to clean and rebuild.
You had people here wanting to help, and they were not hesitant about jumping in and helping. And, I've seen people at their best.
There are still places where Lee can see the smoke damage, but that's not what comes to mind when he notices those spots.
I think that's the way community's supposed to be. That's what a town's supposed to be.
All of those builders signed 2 pieces of lumber. Some aren't here anymore, but the Miller Lumber Company is.
I did wave, but you was going by.
And so it continues.
I'll give it this way. I'll give it this.
To be a place.
I'll give it an effort.
For building.
They are building community here in Mount Pleasant. There are 184 historic properties here in downtown and in the area, and a lot of those homes have these cool, intricate details on the front, and those designs are from Lumber Miller Company. Brian, I loved hanging out there because obviously, yes, it's a business, but it also just feels like that place where you can just go sit and chat with someone and they're going to listen, which is definitely the vibe of Mount Pleasant.